what's going on. So I do watch The Real Dana with Judge Joe Brown. It's a new story that's out called Judge Joe Brown Uncovers Scandalous NBA Practices. The featured is a brother by the name of Ron Watson. You might want to check this out. He talks about the vending racket that goes on in the NFL and the NBA. Talking about the NFL racket where they make hand over fist with the merch. Talked about how Magic Johnson couldn't become primary owner of Washington. Had to go about and how they have trillions of dollars. I didn't say billions and I didn't say millions. I said trillions. This guy, Watson, also said he came up with the logo and the concept for The Last Dance. You know about Chicago Bulls. You know where Michael Jordan narrative and how Scottie Pippen's in a riff and all that. Said actually was like he was playing dominoes with Scottie Pippen when Scottie was had got a phone call from Phil Jackson and going over everything. But he also said he went to a Lakers game with Russ Tyrett, the NBA VP, and along with Adam Silver and when David Stern was still alive. And he came up to David Stern, and David Stern said, "Get that black stuff." Well, he didn't say stuff, but he said the S words out of my face. When I tell you, and I go on my rants about the plantations of professional sports, do yourself a favor. Go to The Real Dana, type in Judge Joe Brown uncovers scandalous NBA practices. Watch all 35 minutes, 57 seconds of this video, and then come back to me and tell me what you think. See, they talked about 90% of the players, but it's a plantation mindset. When you hear this man talk about the designs and logos that he had for NFL and basketball, his copyright, he said that even he had his lawyers and he had a business lawyer. He had a guy who understood the merch lawyering, and he still got in cahoots with the owners, the white plantation owners, who will smile in your face, tell you what you want to hear, but they're not unloading or sharing. They're not sharing the bottom dollar because the plantation of what they have on the field means too much. It's kind of like if we're back in slavery and you bought your freedom, you bought your rights. It's like Harriet Tubman had your freedom, had your rights, but they still had a bounty on your head. But they still want to put you on a bill, but they had a bounty on your head. They still said that you was an outlaw, but yet they rewarding you. It's the twisted logic. This is what they do to your favorite players today. Watch this video because it goes into that. He talks about his designs. He talks about what I've been thinking all along. They legislate. They control. See, Adam Silver can have his glasses foggy, just like Roger Goodell can look all cross-eyed and crazy and his hair orange turn colors, you know, or when Bud Selig's glasses would fog up and all lying. White boys be lying to people because they're not sharing the actual profits. When people hear the contracts, they go, oh, well, they're making hand over fist. And they're using creative people who you wouldn't even imagine who came up with some of the stuff, gets downplayed, gets manipulated. There's way more money than they ever lead on. But it's always fashionable to pour mouth and downplay, oh, I don't know, and all that. They don't want black folks to have a real say. That's what the conclusion is. They want you to play. They want you to be happy and go, yes, a boss, and we happy. But when it comes to actually sharing the actual dollars to make sense at the negotiating table, because until you are negotiating at the table, they have no use for you. That's why they deleted Michael Jackson, because he sat at a table. If you don't sit at a table, you just another field, another hand in the field. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. And again, you can find this video on The Real Dana, Judge Joe Brown uncovers scandalous NBA practices, because what Ray Watson was talking about puts it all in the context of how they manipulate, they own, they control the clothing, the merch. And there's money to be made in that, but they want to have a say and how they prevent and how they legislate. And I believe what he said about David Stern. I don't think David Stern liked black people in particular. I don't think Adam Silver does. This is his fake narrative. It's a players league and we're progressive and all that. No, they're not. It's still the slave owner to the plantation to the hand. Ain't nothing changed. They just manipulate it in a way because They have been able to seduce it. If they actually had to share the real profits, turn the books over, believe me, they wouldn't be, they wouldn't be doing what they doing. All right, I'm out. Peace.